Hello to all the listeners out there, and welcome to the Talking Stick Show. My name is Dale, and I'd like to welcome my incredible host. We have the great Laura Massey. Hello, sister.
Hi, bro. Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
Are you ready to do some inner work, Laura?
Yeah.
How do you do it? How the fuck do you do it? And we'd like to welcome
I know how I will.
We'd like to welcome as well the Galactic Historian, snoring bear, Andrew Bartzis, all the way from his bed. Hello.
Hello, everyone. I am the Grand Master of telling you how to do inner work that you never do. Today, we are going to be role-playing on all those excuses you have for never doing the inner work.
So let's firstly break down inner work then. Miss Massey, what does inner work truly mean?
Truly mean is holding yourself accountable for your own growth, being responsible for yourself, taking the time out in the day, daily, weekly. It's almost a constant thing when you're looking at your integrity and the impeccability of your words and your thoughts and your action.
Beautifully put. Mr. Bartzis, what about for you?
Well, as Laura said, holding yourself accountable, but accountability goes even deeper. It means to recognize when your ego, vanity, and pride have driven you into a perspective you cannot break out of. Once you understand driven aspects of your personality, you must drive yourself out of that perspective. You must take the wheels of your life and retrain it and break down those systems of self-defeat. There's where so many people fail at the words inner work, driving themselves out of their garage of despair, or they got to learn how to build a stairway out of their despair. That's holding yourself accountable is 50% of it. Then the rest is, now what? What are you going to do with it? And one other thing to understand about inner work, you don't do it once and expect it all to be done. That's an egoic perception. If you think I have to do one contract revocation and I never have to do it again, it means you're very limited in your perspective of how the reality works. Oftentimes it's repetition that creates the needed illumination within you.
And that's it. So when I started my journey, it felt like at the start, it was like I started doing the inner work, then there was a huge wall in front of me, and I kept having to push down that wall until eventually that wall disappeared. And it was turning up, doing it, and parts of me just didn't want to do it, and I always used to find the reason not to do it. And there was a stage just before lockdown where I started doing it for I think it was about 2 years or something, non-stop, and it got, like you said, that repetition with illumination came to me, and I remember that feeling when it came. I was like, holy fuck, I love this. Like, each time and more work I do on myself, it's fun. But at the start of when I started going through the process of doing it, it was hard. It was like a wall just was there all the time, and I had to go smash it down with a hammer, next day smash it down until that wall completely disappeared.
And that's why you need a variety as well of practices. And your inner work changes with your growth. So for almost like every stage, there might be a different sort of inner work, something else that you need to be looking at, something else that comes up for you because you grow in one area, and then sometimes you've got to go back, retrace your steps, go back and look at it, review it.
You have to go back because you need to be a more powerful self to deal with the next layer. With the ever-evolving, growing you can only deal with what's in front of it. And if it's a very complex subject matter and your energy levels are low, you're only going to be able to deal with the level of responsibility that's in front of you, is what you can deal with. That's why oftentimes you've got to go back, oftentimes to the single subject matter, until such a time you've peeled back the many onions of the layer and get at the core of the issue, which is another aspect that so many people miss. They go right for the core, but leave the rest of the onion layers there.
And sometimes that's a lifetime's work, isn't it?
And a lot of times, like I've done before, go into it full balls deep, too much, too soon, too fast, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck, no, it's too much, I'm burnt out.
And then you quit.
Yes, and this is something I experienced a long time ago. Was I used to have breaks. I used to do it, and to the point. I remember listening to you, Andrew, at this farm I used to live at. I remember you saying in a session once, was like, "Have a day off," and I was like, "I don't." Fuck, I've not been thinking to have a day off. I was like, I was literally doing 7 days a week, ceremonies, this and that and that. And that one day off for me completely changed everything for me. I was like, holy fuck.
And were you doing all that for free, Dale?
Yes.
I've said that exact same thing to so many people on so many shows. And yet there are still people that have that moment. Like, why didn't I ever take a day off? It never occurred to you to take a day off.
Yes. That light worker. Right? Got to do it all. Got to save the world.
Got to martyr myself doing my own work.
And then you get the t-shirt. Don't you get the t-shirt then? How's that working for you?
Yeah, how's that working for you?
Because I remember, so one of the tools, I don't know if you remember this, Andrew, but the second session I had with me, you were telling me to start collecting stones from around the land from my area, like going for a walk about 4 miles, collecting stones, bringing them back and putting clarity and seeding clarity into the lands. But I took it too far. I started doing that, the seed, but I was doing it like literally 7 days a week, where I got to the point where I was like, fuck. I overdid it. Obsession.
Obsession took over.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so let's talk about that as the next part of doing the inner work as an obsession is not doing the inner work.
No.
Define that. Help people understand if you're doing the inner work as an obsession, you're not doing the inner work. Help them understand that logic.
So because you're trying to reach the end goal before you, like you said, have worked through every layer. So you're trying to it's almost like an instant gratification thing, isn't it? You want to tick that box. But when you pull back one layer and find out something, that could lead you down another path that you need to deal with at the time. But, as you said, there's so many layers to it that need to be handled and looked at.
Yeah. But a person who was like you, Laura, do until you break down, they're doing all the different varieties, and they're not just stuck at one thing. The obsession itself of having to always do without any time off.
Yes.
So for me, it was like that, but it came to the point where I had to realize I was the experiencing being here to experience, and that slowed me down because my obsession stopped me from experiencing. I'd just be doing it, but not actually listening and having fun and being in the now moment, actually in silence. There was just the constant obsession, and it just, I completely burnt out in each end.
Well, you're not giving it time to percolate, are you? And time to, there's a word you use for it, Andrew, where you let it all like sink in, and you take time thinking about it and reflecting on it.
I'll
think of it in a minute.
Yeah. All right. So let's have a role-playing moment here. So Dale, I'm going to give you a character to be. Okay?
Yes.
You are going to be a female light worker who had a session with me 8 years ago, and which I told you were this Palladian, super powerful soul who had to be manifest boots on the ground here. You haven't had a job in 12 years, and you couch surf and get kicked out of the couch every 6 months. You have 2 kids who don't talk to you because all you do is couch surf. You pretend to do spiritual work all the time, but actually do nothing. And you still live off of the one session that I gave you that says you're this powerful spiritual Pleiadian woman who should be doing healing, but doesn't actually do it. Okay?
Yes.
So that's your role.
But the similarities and not all of that what you're saying, but there are parts of it what I experienced in my light working days that I did come off the one session I had with you. But then the one day I said, you need to book more than one and started booking more and more. Then my whole life changed. Like I was just living off that one fucking instant gratification back there.
Right. Okay, so Laura, you're going to be the psychic that Dale calls into. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to be your co-host.
Okay.
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 So Dale's going to call into the Laura Massey Psychic Show and ask for a reading.
Okay. So, welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome to the Psychic Show, Dale Tobin.
My name's Jesse.
Oh,
Not Dale, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. How can we
there,
help?
Laura.
I'd like to introduce my co-host, Andrew. How can we help you today?
So I just wanted to know about my energy and what's going on with me at the moment.
Over to you, Andrew.
I'm sensing a lot of unsettled energy. When's the last time you had a job?
I sell crystals sometimes. Maybe go to sell maybe one a month, 2 a month.
Okay, that's not a job. When's the last time you actually had a paid job?
When I was 16. So about
how do you survive? How do you survive?
The universe helps me. So I go from place to place. My friends always, there's always a place for me. If I need a place to stay, I'll have a friend who's got a place. I'm at my brother's now. It's just the universe provides for me. There's no need for me to get work.
I think Jessie actually told me, Andrew, before the show that she was waiting for the currency reset and then she could begin her life properly.
So what happens if the currency doesn't reset at all, ever?
Well, I had a reading with a guy. His name was John 444, and he told me that it was going to reset. And I gave him quite a lot of money when I was younger. So it's just, I think it's going to reset. I actually know it's going to reset.
Or you'll ascend first, Jessie.
Yes, because we are going through ascension, aren't we? We are the ascension period now. Anytime we should ascend.
Were you aware that I did a show back in 2012 saying nothing's happening tomorrow until you make it happen? On 22 stations as an intergalactic marathon?
No, I had one session with you a long time ago.
What did I tell you?
You told me I was a Palladian spinner. Well, sorry, a Palladian.
And?
That's all I needed. I needed that reassurance that I'm from the stars. That's all I care about. I want to go home. This world's hard. I'd rather just be home with my star family.
And surely, Andrew, things have changed so much that, we're all getting ready for that massive collective ascension, aren't we?
Yes, but it was never meant to be a collective ascension. It's an individual ascension meant for those doing the individual inner work.
Oh.
But what about Donald Trump? I heard he's an ascended master in disguise. He's going to save the world.
So did what? One of those archangels tell you that along with the currency reset?
Yes, Archangel Metatron told me during one of my initiations.
Same archangel that told you to buy the currency told you to buy gold and silver?
Yes.
Darling, I hate to interrupt here, but there comes a point where you must grow up from this limited state of perception that you have about yourself and the world around you, and that you must take responsibility and accountability for yourself. My first piece of advice is go out and get a job, earn some money, feel the validation of your own feet, earning your own $2 and your own money, paying your own bills instead of leeching off of everyone around you. And unfortunately, you are leeching off of people. And if you can't see it, there's an arrogancy level inside you that's so strong that'll prevent you from actually doing any of the inner work to recognize why there's this powerful Pleiadian seed inside you who came to be a part of this world, not go home and quit like a little buttercup.
Oh, but Andrew, Jessie did tell me before the show that she's been doing lots of courses.
Yeah, so I did a Ascension column course. I also did the Archangel Michael teachings, where I've got my 10th ray.
Mhm.
I basically what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to go to some ley lines, find some sacred sites, and begin clearing them out. Because one time I had a dream about me saving the lands, saving the world.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I feel like I'm here to save people.
So then why do you want to go home if you want to save people?
It's a good question.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
How could you even think that you're going to be able to go out and clear out spaces if you can't even handle a 9 to 5 job? So you think you're going to be able to handle ghost-infested, demon-haunted village, and you can't even have a 9 to 5 burger job?
Well, I'm too sensitive for jobs. I'm too
But then you're
so.
too sensitive to hunt ghosts, dummy.
Thank you very much, Jessie, for coming on.
Thank you so much, guys.
I wish
I love
wish
you
I
all.
could have talked to a client like that.
I think that's the end of the show now.
Great job, Dale. That was really good. That was really, really good.
It was. That was fun.
Now, for everybody listening, you all know that there's a stereotype out there that doesn't know what the inner work is. And if you're one of those people who's going, hey, you're making fun of me. No, we're not. We're trying to educate you right now and to actually discover what inner work is. All right, so Laura, Dale, you pick what I'll be the light worker this time. You tell me what to do, and I'll be it, and you guys interrogate me.
So another reading situation.
That doesn't have to be reading; it could be any situation.
Okay.
Okay, so how about we're on one of Andrew's courses.
No. How about this? Just let me slowly show it to you as you inquire who I am.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe you've come to a retreat. Morning, Andrew. Good to meet you. How are you?
Hi, Laura. I've got something really important to ask you. There's these things that are following me everywhere I go, and I'm being gang stalked. Can you give me a revocation to stop gang stalking?
Gang stalking. Okay.
Yeah, the government's following me all the time, and they kick me off of Facebook and all the social medias, and I don't know what to do anymore. They're gonna try to kill me.
Oh, well, I'd like to introduce you to my assistant today, Dale Tobin. Dale, what can you see following Andrew?
So how long has this following been happened for you, Andrew?
All my life since I was born.
And what was school like for you when you were younger and growing up?
Terrible. I think I was in the secret space program.
And do you have it? What's your social life? Do you have any?
I don't have a social life. I can't go out. I'm too sensitive. They're always trying to hunt me.
How old are you, Andrew?
37.
And what's your diet like?
Sorry, Dale.
Sorry.
I'm a vegan.
A vegan, okay. So first of all, my recommendation for you, Andrew, would be to start bringing protein into your body so you can actually have energy.
You're telling me to eat meat? You're one of them. I can't eat meat. I will be drinking the blood of animals.
So you don't have to eat meat. You can be a sensible, responsible vegetarian or vegan. You just have to make sure you're getting at least 45, 50 grams of protein within you, because at the moment you're all over the place. You don't have energy to do anything. You're anxious all the time.
I can't afford that. I can't afford to eat. I'll become a breatharian.
Okay. Laura, would you like to explain to Andrew the dangers of breathing? Not breathing, being a breatharian, sorry.
Yes. Yes, but I think that the first thing, Andrew, is we need to get you back and get you grounded, because you seem to be all over the place at the moment. So we need to do a few grounding exercises with you first.
Okay.
Are you up for that?
Yes, but they're going to attack me if I do that.
Well,
Who's going to attack you? Who? If you can give him a name, what would it be?
Can I give them a name?
or just what it feels like? Who are you talking about? The government? You talking about
Well, it's
AI?
a military. It's a military unit like SEAL Team 7 that are still stalking me.
So I'm just tuning into you now, Andrew, and there's nothing stalking you. All of this is self-delusion, anxiety, and paranoia, all mixed into one because you were heavily suppressed at a young age, you were bullied, and you've never got your life together. So unfortunately, this has spiraled out of control because you've never taken responsibility for yourself. You've not been eating right for most of your life. You haven't tried to have social as part of your journey, and your paranoia has taken over. There's nothing chasing you at all. I can see that, and
But
Laura
the
can see that.
psychic told me I was targeted and cursed.
Well, psychics don't always get it right. So what do
But
you do? Did you say you don't have a job?
I can't have a job. I'm on disability.
Okay. When was the last time you worked?
20 years ago.
Okay. And are you in a relationship?
No.
Have you ever had a relationship?
Yes.
And how was that for you? How long did that last?
She tried to kill me.
Physically, or do you just think it was
Oh,
again
in my dream, she was a haunted demon. The same
okay,
psychic told me about it,
okay.
so I left her.
Are you still seeing this psychic?
No, he died a few years ago.
Okay.
So what do you want to get out of this then? You've come to the retreat, Andrew. You've found money to come here to be responsible. What do you want to get out of this retreat?
I had to sell one of my guns to go here.
And so how many guns do you own altogether?
Just a few,
And why do you feel you need to have so many?
because I'm being stalked all the time.
Uh, are you being? What sort of beings are stalking you? I thought you said ghosts.
SEAL team members, military gang stalking,
So have you physically seen these?
all the time. Every time I go out, they're following me everywhere I go.
So me personally, what I want to recommend to you is that you're going to have to get assessed by someone because what you're dealing with now is pure paranoia and psychosis. And there's only so much we
If
can
I
do
go there, they're
as
going to get me, and they're going to put me back in the programs.
There's got to come a time where you've got to trust somebody. So have you been to your doctor about this or consultant?
I haven't been to a doctor in 20 years since I was got disability for a car accident.
Right, you're actually going to have to seek some help for your mental state.
Well, you guys aren't right for me. I want a refund. Goodbye.
yeah, that's what I've had a session like that not long ago. Not long ago.
Yep.
That was actually that was really difficult.
That was
wasn't
really
it?
good because you were just
Yeah.
snapping them back, just like
Yes. It's an amalgamation of some of his many call-ins.
Oh my God,
What?
I'm on disability and haven't worked for 20 years. I'm trying everything. I've got to get.
There comes a time though when someone's like that. There's nothing you can really do, and this has happened to me a few times where there's only so much advice you can give to someone. If
Mm.
someone doesn't want to change, if someone doesn't want to listen to you, someone's rude and arrogant towards you, or and so on. There's only so much you can do, and this is something I've learned through my sessions, and Andrew's helped me with is not to get triggered by it because that was one of the main things for me in sessions when I did deal with people with psychosis who were very very rude and abusive, where I have to now is just not allow it to change me, where before it quite irritated me. And once you get irritated by it, you've lost. And that's something I've learned from dealing with a lot of idiots who've come to me for sessions for the reason that they're not going to change. I'm not going to say anything to them to make them change. And obviously, we see this time and time again with the people who call in. All of those years of adventures into reality, there was just a common theme going on, wasn't the guide of depressy, who rang up. Then they'd ring up 4 years later and they'd done no work. Or what have you done? Oh, no, I haven't really done anything. I wanted to do something, but I didn't do it in the end.
I thought at the very beginning with Andrew, we're not going to get anywhere here at all.
Well, I knew I was going to end it with it. You guys don't know anything. I want my refund. After you've done all the work.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Andrew, so tell us what you would have said.
I would have requested, so how do you know where you were in the programs? Tell me more about that. I would have understood the delusion a little better.
Yeah.
Okay. And the gang stalking. Do you see them everywhere? Are they shadow people? Are they in your dreams? How well do you actually sleep? Because that would tell me the level of psychosis that I'm dealing with, and if any actual words will make a difference.
Okay.
In that person, there's nothing you could have said other than telling them that what they want to hear. Yeah, you are being gang stalked. Yeah, you do have entities around you. And I can say, if you go do this, this, and this, the entities will go away because you're going to get them to come back for another session. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Or the power in the person who's in the psychosis overwhelms the psychic's ability to do anything, and they just play along with it.
So some people actually get so attached to this delusion that they live by it. They want to stay in that delusion.
Yes, because it's what validates their life.
Right. So it's like their whole parasympathetic system is just completely taken over the way they live.
Yep.
Okay. So that's a very difficult one to do anything about at all, isn't it?
Well, no, you got to play into the disability aspect. Why are you in disability? Car accident. What happened to the car accident? He would have answered, I broke my ribs and my hip, and it took me 2 years before I could, really do anything. And then I tried going back to work and I couldn't. And then I started listening to all these flat earth conspiracy shows, and that's all I would listen to all day long. You would have been able to hear what the delusion is and teach the others who are listening through allowing their delusion to come forward a little bit. That's how I would have handled it.
Yeah.
Right, to let the full delusion out. So actually encourage that stream of the way they were talking.
Sure, but without validating it.
Okay, just inquiring more about it.
Yes, inquiring more about it. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that they really showed the whole of what was going on with them.
Correct.
Okay. And would you any time suggest that they went and got some professional help?
Yes, I would have, but I would have set it up with, I need to be blunt with you. You've heard me say that how many times on shows?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to be brutally blunt and honest with you.
Yeah.
Right now, your chemistry is out of whack. Your whole body chemistry is out of whack. And if you want any chance at survival right now, the most advantageous thing you can do is go to emergency room and saying, I'm having trouble telling the differences between reality. And that's all you have to say. And let them put you through 72 hours of observation.
Then what would you recommend, Andrew, for people who won't listen to that and just get, because I had it with a lady and that triggered the shit out of her and she went crazy, asked for a refund.
Well, that's the whole point. If it triggers, like again, the being blunt sets them up for something they don't want to hear.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you got to set them up and set them up and set them up and set them up and set them up. Okay, and then just hit the ball. Yeah. And if they go crazy, they go crazy. And if they don't, they don't.
Okay.
Okay. This person, even with my setup, this example, this person would have never gone to the hospital. They're too afraid of the gang stalking.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I put up right up front. You're never going to help this person. but just tough as a person doing sessions with people, no matter who you are. You're right, Sarah. They fight it a lot. Okay, they fight it a lot. All right, you want to do another one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, so Laura, you're going to be the caller this time.
I'm going to be the what?
You're going to be the caller. We're going to find out what's wrong with you.
Okay.
Okay? You don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell us what's wrong with you. Just play with your own intuition.
Okay.
All right, Dale, it's your show. Who's the next caller, Dale?
So we have on the wheel of callers, we have Laura Massey, her name is. Hello, Laura. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Laura.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah. Hello. It's my first time on.
Where are you calling from?
My house.
What city do you live in?
Oh, I live in London.
London. How long you lived there?
Nearly all my life, because I don't really like going anywhere, and that's really why I'm calling in.
So, do you have a job?
I used to have one a long time ago.
Are you on any meds at all? Do you take any medication?
I don't think so.
So tell me a little bit about yourself so I can tune into you.
I find I'm very nervous. I was very nervous about coming on the show, and I don't seem to be able to hold down a job. I haven't had one for a long time, and I find it very difficult to make friends. But I know that I am doing all the right things, because I know that I'm going to wait for the currency reset, and then I'm going to buy a poncho. I do some meditation and some yoga. Yeah, I do that because I know that that's some of what I need to do to keep myself in balance. But I am struggling financially, and it's very hard in London because it's a very busy city, and I'm very, very sensitive to everything.
So who told you about the reset then? The currency reset? Where did this come from?
I heard that on, it was something, Golden Age of Gaia, which I've been reading I've been listening to them for a long time. And I know that I understand about the Golden Age. And I all the savings that I did have from when I worked, I did go and buy some currency. So I do have that dong, Vietnamese dong.
How much did you spend on the dong?
Oh, everything I had, which was like £1,500.
Okay. So what happens if the dong doesn't reset in the next 2 years?
Oh, but it will. Yes, it will. I think it will, because
Did Golden Age of Gaia say it was going to reset last year?
Yes,
and
they
the year
did.
before that,
They did.
and the year before that,
Yes.
and
So
the year before that.
Yes.
So
So they call for it resetting every year for the last 10 years.
Yes, but they say Archangel Michael said there's a reason for that, and I've forgotten what it was.
Does Archangel Michael pay the bills then, Laura?
I wish he would.
So how are you surviving if you don't have any money?
Well, that's why I'm calling in, because I just don't know what to do. And you talk about inner work, and I do it. I do meditation.
Meditation is not inner work, though.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Well, first thing you have to do is self-examination and learn how to hold yourself accountable to self-examination.
Okay.
So it would be something like this. You'd have to ask yourself a question every day. What am I doing today to better myself? And what's your answer?
And sorry?
When you ask yourself, what am I doing today to better myself? What's your answer?
I'm reading. I'm
Reading
reading.
is not inner work.
Okay. All right. And I light candles everywhere. I put candles everywhere. And
Putting candles everywhere is not doing inner work either.
okay, and I've got some crystals too.
Just having crystals isn't doing inner work either.
Okay. So tell
Do
me
you know
more.
what? Do you know what inner work is?
No.
How long have you
Could
been
you?
listening to this show for?
Um, a long time. But
In any
obviously,
of the last 3,000 shows, did you not hear us define what inner work is?
well, I thought it was meditation, really. So can you tell me?
So inner work starts with holding yourself accountable to yourself and
Okay.
bettering yourself every day.
Okay.
Creating a plan for yourself that has daily practice. A
And
daily
what would
practice that has effort behind it, that has commitment and courage behind it, to put yourself in a state of growth and not in a state of suspension, which you're in right now.
that plan look like?
Monday, you do 15 minutes of contract revocation. Tuesday, you go and sage your house for 15 minutes. Wednesdays, you leave the house and try to change your sensitivity levels so you can get out of the house on a regular basis. Thursdays would be giving yourself opportunity to actually journal and write about where you've been in your life and be willing to look at your memories of the past and stop avoiding them. And then Fridays would be something like giving yourself a opportunity where something like meditation can become a guided meditation about healing your heart. We have the advanced heart meditation. Have you ever done that? That's been out since 2016.
No, that sounds like a lot of work, Andrew.
That's why they call it inner work. And
Okay.
that's C plus effort that I just showed you.
Okay.
And Laura, from me tuning into your energy as well, there seems to be a level of depression you picked up, and there just doesn't seem to be any joy in your journey. And the joy is something you're going to have to find yourself by actually making each moment fun, making the inner work fun, simplifying it as well, not allowing it to overtake you. So, what do you do for fun? What are some of the fun things you do where you actually have a smile on your face?
I'm not sure what I do for fun, really. And I know that if I sage, it makes me sneeze and it makes everything in the house smell. Um,
When's the last time you've been in a relationship?
a long 10 years or so.
What happened in the last one?
Oh, he shouted at me. So I left. He
You
said I
just
didn't.
shouted?
Yeah, he shouted at me, and he said some not very nice things and called me some not very nice names, so I left.
Okay.
And he didn't like the candles and the crystals.
Do you have children?
No. I didn't want children. I didn't want to bring them into such an awful world.
Can I ask you a question, Laura? Why are you on the spiritual path? What do you enjoy about it?
Oh, I like the meditation.
Okay, and that's it. Nothing else.
Um, well, I like wearing feathers.
And what are some of your dreams, Laura? What are some of your ambitions? Where would you like to be in 5 years?
I'd like to be running a meditation class.
And what do you think you running let's think about this. So if you ran a meditation class with the state you're in, where you don't have any social skills, there's no happiness, do you think people are going to respond to your meditation classes? Say if you went to see someone who'd ran a meditation class and they were unhappy, they were sad, they were down, they didn't really do any work on themselves, would you feel comfortable at their meditation classes?
No, probably not.
So this is something you're going to have to do, is going to have to start taking, like Andrew said, accountability and responsibility for yourself now, and actually make changes, because the way you're living isn't living. It's just going from day to day, doing a bit of meditation, instant gratification here and there, and you're going to have to change, or you're just going to be here in the same place in 10 years, rubbing your crystals and polishing your rocks. And the rubbing the crystals and polishes the rocks aren't going to change you. They're just
No.
ornaments for you right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling in. Is there anything else we can help you with today?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in, Laura. Goodbye.
I'm so sorry. That was
You're
so
really
tough.
good. You're really good.
That was so tough, wasn't it?
No, you did really well, Laura. Like, I was actually forgetting who you were for a minute and thought you were calling me. Yeah. I actually was like, Laura's played this really fucking well.
Yeah, it was so difficult to be that blooming like weak and miserable. I wanted to shake myself.
How was that for you, Andrew?
Is he there? Are you there, Andrew?
No, he's gone again.
Okay. So, he's frozen. I'll have to turn my video off then. Hold on.
All right, I'm back now.
There we
Sorry
go.
about that.
That's okay. I've turned my video off, so you've probably got more bandwidth now.
My phone's about to die. Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry, what did I miss?
So I would basically towards the end, we were looking at 5 years ahead where she wanted to be a meditation teacher. So I started just letting her know, obviously, if she wanted to become a meditation teacher, she wouldn't attract the right people. What was she going to do in a group of people when she didn't have any social skills? And said if she became a meditation teacher now, it would destroy her, that she needed to obviously be responsible and start doing inner work, which I've experienced when I started teaching too quick. And I had to take time off to actually do inner work on myself. And a lot of people do that, don't they? Where they get into spirituality. And I see that I've seen this lately, actually. People who get into spirituality and they become teachers in 2 months. 2 months. That's it. It's really bad.
This has been going on since the day I started doing my very first sessions. People want to be a teacher yesterday.
Yes.
And they don't want to go through the responsibility of what it takes to be a teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just said, Andrew, it's really hard to actually play that part.
Yeah, it is.
You did really well, Laura.
Thank you. Because I was getting really frustrated with myself.
That's because a little bit of the old Laura came out.
Yes, it did. Actually, yes, it did. A part of me that, well, like Dale, we've both been through this.
Yep.
But the inner work changes everything. And it's not that we stop, is it? We continue to you do the inner work even, Andrew.
Sure. My inner work has developed different, though, because the amount of sessions that I do. And Dale, you began to realize that your inner work changes once you start doing large volumes of sessions.
Yes, it does. Because say if you have 5 clients in the day and you've got a busy schedule, then getting the inner working. But when you're in those 5 clients, you learn so much from it. And that's something I had to do. Was there was part of me which didn't. I remember when you told me to have a break, and I was like, I don't want to have a break. But I understand it now, and the importance of it. It's so important. Like even on holidays, take a few days off. Just have some time off. Be a human for a bit. and that's something I wasn't. Me learning that now has even enhanced my journey even more. Learning,
And
knowing when to take a time off.
and the joy, like you were
Yes,
both saying. In fact, to 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 the when Andrew played his role, if he hadn't been so like polarized out there, it's you want to say to them, just try being a human, just try being a good human first. Just be a good, normal person. Get a job, support yourself, because so many in spirituality just don't have the grounding, don't have the basics
yes,
of
and
that,
don't
of
want
life.
to, and don't want to have the basics.
No, they
They
want to
want
go
immediately
straight
want
into,
to be an expert.
yeah, and go straight into spirituality mumbo jumbo. So Joel's got a really good idea in the chat, Andrew.
What is it?
Do hot seat role play with a spiritualist who thinks they know better.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to be the
I'll
calling?
be the spiritualist who knows better. Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome to the Talking Stick Show, and our first caller tonight is Andrew Bartzis. Good evening, Andrew.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Dale. I saw both you guys in my dreams last night. We were off doing healings and visiting the starships everywhere. It's been like that for months now.
Oh, wow, that's very impressive. So tell us about who you are and what you do.
I'm a healer. I've been doing it for 5 years now. I left the corporate world. I was a lawyer, and I discovered spirituality 5 years ago and had my awakening when I left my corporate job. And I just started, went to a shop, got a store, got a sign, and started doing sessions. And 5 years later, I'm doing really good.
Oh, that's terrific.
So, what did you say you do for work now, Andrew? What? How do you get your
I'm
income?
a psychic and a healer, just like you guys.
Okay.
So tell us about the what you see in a work as then, Andrew.
What do I see inner work as?
Do you think it's
Well,
necessary?
first things first, anybody that's going to do inner work knows that the inner work starts with the self. And unfortunately, with many of my clients, they don't want to start with themselves. So I have to put them outside of their body and take a journey back on the inside. But all too often, all they want to do is stay on the outside. So a
You
lot of
don't
my
think
work is outside work.
so? You don't think that being on the outside is in any way valid? Looking at yourself from the outside?
No, it can be very valid, but these are the people who want to travel the galaxies and meet the UFOs and the aliens. And I
So,
help them communicate to their galactic guides.
well, how
That's
important do you think this reality is, Andrew, for people to learn to master
Oh,
being in
I've
the body?
listened to your shows many times. The whole point is to be here and to not be out there. And unfortunately, so many people, all they want to do be out there. And I just tailored my services around helping them be out there and adjusting being out there. I
so.
can't be the one that forces them to be here. They have to do that on their own.
So how do you keep them grounded when you're doing all this?
That's not my job, is it? Is it not their job to do the inner work?
Yes, but also your job too, Andrew. They're coming to you as the practitioner. So really one of the
Sure.
basics
How
would.
to connect to their galactic guides and guardians that can give them powerful wisdoms that they can go and become a teacher in this world too.
So do you understand what spiritual hygiene is?
Sure, I practice it all the time, 10 hours a week.
So what sort of things do you do for spiritual hygiene?
Oh, I sage my house, I do the four corners, all the stuff that you guys recommend.
So how do you know that they're protected when you're taking them out there and who they're going to meet is a genuine being who
I
teaches
have my faith
sovereignty?
that connects me and brings me the clients. Each and every one of the clients that comes from Facebook Messenger.
And
How many
that's your
clients a
sort.
week do you have?
6,
Okay. And how much do you charge?
7,
How much do you charge your session?
$80 an hour.
Yeah. So you've heard us talk about being in the body and how important that is. one example about being in the body would be when you're out the body, you overthink. When you're out the body, there's paranoia, anxiety. As through the many shows you've listened to, Andrew, don't you think it's important to start teaching people to learn to be in the body and be comfortable of who they are?
Sure, but if they don't listen, what do you do?
I don't think you take them straight away to the galaxy
Yes.
to meet
No, you take
beings
them to their guides and their guardians and reconnect them to their faith.
that would be a rather speedy, instant gratification journey for your clients without teaching them the
Oh,
real
it's not instant
basics.
gratification. They feel it. They go through. They have tears and cry as they meet their guides and their guardians, and the light beings come into their body.
How do you know they're meeting the right guardians for them? How do you know they're not meeting fate?
Because I do revocations before and after and during, and I took Dale's psychic surgery class, so I'm doing that at the same time too.
Wow, so you're bombarding them. And
Sure.
rather
Out-creating. Isn't that what you guys say? Out-create?
I would call what you do overwhelming them. Would you,
Oh,
Dale?
I don't think that's right, Laura. Come on.
Yeah, I think that's overwhelm and a rather fast journey like yours has been. I mean, you say all the right things, but I think this is an ongoing journey, as you know. That's what we teach, but it's all rather fast.
Well, there are some people who come with this soul with a very old soul and can't do it the slow way. That's what
No,
I
I think
specialize in. That's part of my marketing. I help you get to the journey faster, and that's
I,
what keeps it going. That's what keeps the 6 clients a week going, and sometimes more.
it's great for getting the number of clients, but it's not necessarily a great journey for them.
My testimonials say that I'm really good.
Well, I think, time will tell with these because they can become haunted. What do you do about that?
Oh, I have a dehaunting protocol. They have a course for that.
You have a course for dehaunting.
Yeah, a 2-week dehaunt yourself course.
Okay. What do you understand about haunting?
Oh, from what I've learned with you guys and what my guides and guardians have said.
Have you ever been haunted yourself?
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I had to deal with ghosts when I was a teenager. A
How
very
do you know?
haunted neighborhood. That's
How
what
do you know?
kept me awake as a spiritual person all the way through law school until I was in a corporate job and I said I had to quit and go discover my real passion.
So
How
how
do
many
you?
days? How many days do
Sorry,
you have
Deb.
off the week? So sorry. How many days do you have any days off, Andrew, at all? Because your life seems to be quite chaotic, spiritual, and you know what you're talking about, but there just seems to be a lot of chaos around your journey. That you're too. It's kind of too polarized. Do you have any days off?
Yes, I take every Saturday and every Sunday off. And
Okay.
during the summers, I get into my camper van, and 3 or 4 or 5 times in the summer, I'll go out with my camper van, or I'll go out to the drumming circles. I'll drive out to the drumming circles, and be with my community.
So when you go to the camper van, do you like being in your body, or do you like still being out there doing all your galactic stuff? Is there any time where you
Well, no,
actually?
I meet my community friends who are out there doing their stuff too.
And what sort of stuff do they do?
Rituals, ceremony,
Is it all
dancing,
based on?
singing, drumming.
Is it all based on galactic visits?
No, I mean some do witchery, some do this, everybody does their own little thing. We're just a community of people who have found each other.
Do you do anything non-spiritual?
Yes, I watch UFC fighting every month with my friends.
Okay. So you definitely need to take more time off spirituality. And I would highly recommend for you, Andrew, is at least 1 or 2 days a week where you're not doing anything spiritual to slow things down for you. Because at the moment, everything is so spiritual, there doesn't seem to be any human side to you at the moment.
Just take a pause here. This guy's got you both beat.
Yes, yes.
He's got you both beat.
I thought
Okay?
I was chipping away that I was getting it because
He's got you both
that
beat.
was the avenue in.
As soon as Joel turned on the fire, you should have become aggressive. Okay? Okay? He's got you beat. He watches UFC fighting. Okay? He has an answer for everything. You haven't anticipated the answer for everything yet.
I've forgotten what he actually called in for now. Yeah, that was really good, Andrew. Yeah. It's quite hard to actually get through to somebody like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can be, yes.
So what's the tactic?
You got to trap him in a question.
The right question, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trap him in the right question.
Well, that's the approach I was going for, because all you said was spiritual shit, and you only said once a month you did something non-spiritual. So that was a direction I was trying to get in there, because I could see, wow, there's a way in there where you're just going to overlap, and it doesn't make sense what you were saying. Because all the answers you had before were amazing and quite good comebacks. You're like, shit.
But I mean,
You know it all.
Yeah.
yeah, but you can't survive on $480 a week, can you? Well, is it six
Considering
clients
he
a week?
left a corporate job.
Yeah.
None of you asked how much of your savings do you have left. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't ask who's paying what's left. Okay. $480 a week. How much did you make at your own corporate job? I would have said $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to sell my Porsche and my house, and I'm now down to a 1-bedroom apartment, and I had to sell all my stuff. Okay. You didn't trap him on any of that. Okay.
Well, we're learning. Now we're on the hot seat, Dale.
We are. Yeah, we're learning how to do it.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now I'm roasting you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes.
Okay. So something else you could have asked him was, so what do you do when you connect them to their guides and their guardians? And it would have been a really good answer. And then you go, so what do you do to connect them to a person to their heart? And he would have said, I give them your heart meditation.
Yes. Yeah. And then, I think then we would have said bye. Thanks for calling in.
That's where you guys got to get deeper. Remember, he's got an answer for everything.
Yeah.
For everything, even the answer. Even if you're gonna ask him something he doesn't have an answer, he'll have an answer for it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And he just, I mean, the ego's so big there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And if you would have gone about his finances, you would have killed his ego.
Ah.
So what about the friends from corporate world? Oh, they're all soulless people. I can't help them at all. They sold their soul to the corporate world. Okay, you would have hurt his depression at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that so well.
All right, let's restart where we left off, and see if you could trap me in something.
Okay, let's do it.
All right,
I'm
Joel,
ready.
put the fire back up.
So then, Andrew.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been wanting to ask you a question.
Good.
Okay?
Go ahead. What question is that?
I see you guys in my dreams all the time. And we're on these ships talking and communicating to people. And there's this one being that wants me to tell you guys something. That they really respect the work that you're doing here, but they really, really want you to go deeper to the galactic communications. Can you tell us more about galactic communications?
Well, yeah. So we do a lot of galactic communications where we're talking to other beings from other realities, but mainly the part of our show is not doing that. We do that. That is part of what we do, but a lot of people get obsessed with the journey of speaking to galactic civilizations, and they lose their human self. So it's great doing it, and we do shows for that, but doing it all the time is just something which you can get lost in. Is it something you do all the time? It sounds like you do that each day.
I don't do it every day. I do ceremony work. I do ritual work. I keep myself grounded, and I have my spiritual hygiene.
So how much do you earn from your work per week? It's on average.
About 500 a week.
Okay, so 2,000. Is that enough to survive? Is that enough good money for you?
Yeah, it's good enough. I mean, I had to, leave my big apartment and expensive bills I had from the corporate life.
So tell us about your lifestyle when you were a lawyer.
Oh, I was a lawyer in New York City, and I specialized in contract law. And when I heard about your spiritual contract revocations, it all made so much sense to me. And I said I can take what I learned from contract law, and I said I can apply that to spirituality, and I could be a teacher. And I left that world and sold my flat that was in a big apartment that was expensive. Got rid of my spa thing that I had, and and cycled down my spending.
Do you
So
miss
how
any
much?
of that world?
No, I have a much more rich life now. I have my community that I go out with all the time. My like-minded star brothers and sisters.
So what
And
happened to
what,
that house? Do you own a property or do you rent at the moment?
No, I sold it
Okay.
so how do you live?
off my savings and the money I have coming in that balances it.
And when you've got through your savings?
Oh, I still have some left. I have like 30,000 left.
To support yourself, though, it won't take long to work through that at only $480 a week.
Well, my rent used to be 10,000 a month in New York City, and now I pay $800 a month. So the way I see it is I'm doing pretty good.
And you don't miss any of that corporate life at all.
Oh no, that's corporate selling your soul to the devil, metaphorically.
Do you
It's all
mean
the bad energies around those people who never wanted to do themselves better, constantly trying to take advantage of everyone else.
do you not
They're
think that's a bit
thieves.
of a sweeping view?
Have you ever been in the corporate world?
No.
So then how would you know? I had 15 years in it.
Because I believe that there's spirituality within everybody, and I believe you can still be a lawyer and be spiritual.
Well, I made the choice to not do that, to separate myself and to sever those cords and to go full into being a spiritual person.
A spiritual person incorporates everybody who would want to be incorporated.
Laura, he's got you beat. Just stop that line of questioning. He's got you beat.
You have an answer for
Got you
everything,
beat.
Andrew. God damn it! God damn it! Right, next
Take
caller.
suggestions from the chat room. Chat room suggest questions and see if you can catch them.
We should have get him to. We should have asked him to ask us questions and start doing it that way.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Andrew's far too good at this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a bit. I don't think someone would be that good. That's smart.
No, I've run across this exact person
Oh, okay.
many times. Many times. None of you have even tapped into arrogance.
Oh, yeah. But how do you
Okay?
tell someone that they're arrogant on air?
That's where you
But,
have to learn to be subtle with your words.
but all he would have said, Laura, don't you think, if we said that, was he's not arrogant, and that's some, and he would have had a really good response for that. It would have just kept going no matter what we said. These are hilarious.
That's tough.
That is a tough one. That is a fucking tough cookie, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Good training, though, Dale,
Yeah.
for us.
All right. So let me tell you something that you could have cracked him with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't ask him about love life. Didn't ask him about relationships. Didn't ask him about any of that stuff.
No,
You
well,
would
we
have
haven't
cracked
got there
him.
yet, to
About
be fair.
relationship. Yeah. We
Okay?
asked about relationship, didn't we, Laura? And he said he had a relationship. I can't remember how many years it was. I believe. Or yeah.
You didn't ask the lawyer guy about relationship.
Or was it the other one? Sorry. Yeah, I'm getting.
That was the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rated hot seat champion.
Okay.
Ah,
That was fun.
that was so good.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how you would have cracked them on relationships. So my last girlfriend, I met her at the law firm, and we were gonna get married, and I was right on the beginning of my awakening journey, and she didn't understand what I was going through, and I loved her, but she just wasn't spiritual, and I had to let her go. And I canceled the wedding, and I moved on with my spiritual life. And there he would have showed you the chink in the armor. Okay?
What, that
He
he only
gave up
loves?
love for spirituality.
Right.
Okay?
Not realizing it's,
Okay?
the same thing.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a toughie.
Let me tell you, I have run across many of those.
Or what about the people who talk for an hour?
Oh, I have quite a few.
Yeah,
And I've
You
even
live.
had one at the last 5 minutes. Oh shit, I've been talking for an hour. And I'm like, yeah, I tried to interrupt you. You just kept talking over me.
Oh, I think I need to go and do some inner work, Andrew.
Yes.
A lot more inner work.
That would be so good if we got people to call in and have a go as well, trying to crack the hot seat. If you got the code to crack the hot seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Some
Good game,
people have
that.
been putting some good questions in the chat, actually, for Andrew.
Oh.
Andrew, the ex-lawyer.
Well, I'm just reading some of the chat. I don't see it on the side panel here.
Yeah, so I think Woodland asked about his intimate relationships. And Sarah, what's your plan when your savings is shot? Which is what we
Yeah,
were
see, the
leading.
chat got it. The chat
Yeah.
got it.
They can come on Talking Stick next time. Relationship to his parents, yeah, absolutely.
See, chat got it, guys. Okay.
So for someone like that, what do you think is the issue with them? Do you think it's trauma related stuff like that, or just kind of
No,
their
he's
egos?
taking hourly work from the corporate life and making his high-powered adrenaline corporate
Yeah,
life his spiritual work now.
yeah.
It's just transference.
Of arrogance.
Vanity, arrogance, and a soup of other miscreations within him. Okay? He's the type of person you would ask, have you ever done ayahuasca? No. Why not? I have all these intergalactic communications. Why would I need ayahuasca? Do you do any inner work? Do you do any body work for yourself? You didn't ask him that. And he would have said, no, I heal myself. I don't trust anyone else to do
it. This is amazing. Like, what a funny show. I love it.
Yeah.
How much savings? 300,000. Plus the selling of the apartment, which was another $1.2 million. So he had $1.7 million. So that means in 5 years he blew through $1,630,000.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how much he blew through
Yeah.
in 5 years. Okay, but I said his savings was 30,000. Okay,
Corporate cocaine.
That's funny what Tina's put in the chat. Talk to the chat collective.
yeah, talk to the chat collective.
Yes, you got it, guys.
Let's do the chat collective next.
Mm.
The
Yes.
chat, everyone out there. All right, I'll be the next caller, and you guys can do the chat collective Q&A.
Okay.
So, right, let's spin the wheel of callers. Oh, Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dale. Hi, Laura. It's been a long time since I've talked to you. It just things have been going tough for me, and I figured I'd give a call and see if I could get picked today.
Well, you have. So here we go. How can we help you?
Recently, I broke up with someone. I've been in a relationship for 5 years, and I caught her cheating on me. And so I separated, and the kids are, and we're separated with the kids, and have an arrangement where the kids go back and forth now. But it just can't seem to heal from this, the betrayal.
And how long ago was it the betrayal happened?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And what type of work have you done to start clearing that betrayal out?
I talked to a psychotherapist, and I did some mindfulness retreats. I did yoga. I did a colon cleansing thing where I did a bunch of fasting. Um, I went and saw a person that does homeopathy. They put me on a bunch of supplements. Um, I went and did hypnotherapy. I did past life regression, kind of stuff like that.
And have you ever thought about being intimate again and looking for someone else?
I think about it all the time, but I just can't.
So, what is going on that is tough for you at the moment?
Every time I look at the kids, I think about being betrayed. I still love my kids. No, it's just the betrayal and the taint that every time they go and visit and they come back here.
So, what was her reason for cheating?
She cheated on me with another woman. So she didn't want to be with a man.
And what
So
work did you do on that hypnotherapy?
In the hypnotherapy, they said it was all past life stuff between me and her.
Did
So
you
did
find
you
that
do any?
helpful?
I thought I did.
So did you do any?
But there comes time where you look back on the relationship itself, and I say, why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see the fake love? Even with the two kids. And I think of all those moments where we had, pillow talk or whatever else, and I thought it was all real, and none of it was real.
And you
The
also
whole
said,
time she wanted to
sorry,
be with a woman.
you also said that you tried everything and nothing works. Why do you think that is?
No, it doesn't work. It just doesn't last. I mean, I learned a little something from each one.
So did you do any hypnotherapy on this lifetime and the actual trauma going from into the betrayal?
Yes, they took me back to the moment where she said, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to be with a woman. And I've been with her for 2 years, and I'm getting a divorce. And we tried trauma removal from there. And I'm stuck with that part. That's the part I can't fix.
So, having gone into the betrayal, did you find your deeper emotions?
I still love her.
Do you think that is betraying yourself daily, or how are you betraying
I
yourself
don't know how
daily?
to stop loving. I don't know how to stop loving a person, even with the betrayal. That hurts every day.
What is it going to take to stop you avoiding the void that's created?
I mean, just be with someone and I just can't pick anybody off of social media dating. I mean, I have gone on dates. I just can't go any further than a kiss, and then even the kiss itself is too much.
Have you
So what,
ever tried prayer at all? Do you do any prayer work?
Every time I do prayer, I cry too much.
Andrew, tell us what you do for work and what your friendships are like.
Um, I'm an accountant at a small little firm, and I do payroll and paychecks for small businesses. Um, During tax times, I do taxes for people. Um, I'm in a bowling league. Just started that a year ago. So that's 10 weeks a year. Um, the kids come over, so we have them I have them every other week. So they're a week gone, a week they're a week gone, a week. And so the week that they're gone, I bowl. And if I don't bowl during the summer, and I'll do something. I'll go out somewhere. But
Andrew,
when they're there, it's all about the kids.
do you think you truly love yourself?
I ask that question a lot, and I get a lot of different answers. And a lot of the answers are the love that I had completed the love to myself, and I don't have that love. And the way it ended, it was terribly confusing.
And have you ever felt like that before as a child that felt the same?
No, no, no. I've always been very secure in my sexuality. I was into sports and then classic jock with the girl. Never had a problem getting girls.
And when was the first time in your life that you felt the way you feel now?
The day she told me she wanted to be with another woman and she had been with a woman for 2 years already.
So, what do you need your ex to say or do to heal your friendship?
Be back with me.
And what makes you feel good about yourself that is not dependent upon other people's acceptance or her love?
I mean, even for the sake of the kids.
Andrew,
What
do
do you
you
think?
sweat when you exercise?
Do I sweat?
When you exercise?
Yes.
So, what do you think about source connection, Andrew, and faith within yourself? Because it sounds like this is something you're needing to get to be able to find again.
I can admit I have a broken faith.
Yes.
I've learned that in the work that I have done over the years, and I find it very hard to connect. The emotions come up, the tears come up, and then it challenges me for the week to come when I cry too much
Why
So
do you
now,
blame yourself?
because I can't hold myself together at work.
Do you think she was always a lesbian?
Yes,
Do you think you're delusional? She's not coming back now, and
I
you
know
need.
she's not coming back, but that you asked the question before, what would fix it? Even if I said if it was the sake of the kids.
Don't you think you need to stop blaming yourself?
Blaming myself for what? She cheated on me. She the one that did it to me. How am I
So
blaming myself for that?
it sounds like a lot of self-blame coming up here.
That it was done to me?
Yes.
How am I blaming myself?
so as I'm reading you, Andrew, it seems to be when this happened, there was already a hole within you, and she was here to show you about that hole. And this hole is all to do with broken faith, source connection. So that's something you're going to have to put time and effort into. Start making a schedule for yourself. How can I regain source for myself, faith, love for myself? Even if it's writing a prayer down and slowly doing it until you don't get overloaded and cry anymore. Because you are going to have to start finding faith again, because the only way out of this is through faith. By realizing you have the infinite creator's love within you, the great mystery within you, and you're going to have to start rekindling that. Fire ceremonies declaring that you are now choosing to be in faith, to start loving yourself fully, to start recovering. You're going to have to start doing these things and thinking differently. Stop defeating yourself all the time, thinking, look, it's all going to be defeated. You're not. You can do it.
Wow, I'm crying.
And you spoke about holding yourself together. Why is that? Why do you need to hold yourself together?
For the sake of the kids.
But the kids need you to be yourself. And what are the kids going to see when you find that faith again and you're source connected? Until they grow up seeing someone balanced like that, it's going to mean the world to them. That's what they need and want, is a dad to find happiness, not to be depressed, not to be being someone you're not. Being yourself is important here, and never hide from yourself.
And can you find one little thing in your life each day that gives you your faith back?
I don't know anymore.
One little joy.
I've done so much. I'm just tired. Just tired of this.
What do you do for fun or joy?
Bowl.
Can you make friendships in that bowling?
Yeah, we have a team, bowling team. I have friends. I see friends from schools. I was captain of the football team.
So there's some joy.
Still in the town I grew up in.
There's some joy to be found then in that.
It's not the same joy.
Have you
sound like
forgiven?
you've given up.
I did give up.
Have you forgiven her?
No.
Have you forgiven yourself?
I thought I did.
So this is something you're going to have to do as well, is forgive her and to start letting go, so she's no longer holding on to you and holding your life back. At some levels, you're going to have to learn to forgive step by step, bit by bit. You start creating forgiveness as part of your daily life. Forgiving yourself for being in that relationship, even when you knew it wasn't right and you were still there.
But I never knew. I never knew until she told me.
But what kind of
No.
message does it send to the kids that you can't allow yourself to be vulnerable and heal?
The kids don't know nothing. They don't know nothing other than that a woman is in the house over there that's a roommate to her.
But they see you being vulnerable, feeling vulnerable. They feel it.
No, they see the dad that they've seen the whole time. I don't show any emotion when they're around. I play with them. I take them out to their gymnastics. They're this, they're that. I do the best dad I could do. I just don't have any more energy to. I'm out of energy all the time.
But it is okay to give up, to stop trying to hold yourself together. You do have a choice. And the kids will feel it. They will know. They know stuff. They know how you feel because they mirror all of it. And they are a mirror reflection of everything going on with you, all of their fits, cries, problems, and joys.
I just want my kids to be innocent and grow up.
How old are your children,
They're innocent,
Andrew?
taken too early.
How old are your children?
11 and 7.
And do you have fun with them when you spend time with them? Do you actually have real fun?
Yeah, we go out and play. We'll go out and play um, bowling, crazy golf, laser tag, gymnastics, karate. We have our thing we do every week.
So the effort you're putting in to keep everything from the children is sapping your energy. Are you aware of that? Because it takes
Yes,
energy to hold up a facade.
I know that. That's why I went and did the hypnotherapy. That's why I went and did the yoga retreat. That's why I went and did all those things to get that back. Just long term, nothing seems to stick for me.
But you're still holding up a facade.
What do you mean?
You're still putting it on for the kids when it isn't true, and they will read that.
Oh, they don't know. At least I don't think they know.
I think kids pick it up.
Oh, they don't show it. Happy every time they come, happy every time they leave.
But are you really showing them honesty?
If I'm playing laser tag with them and we're having fun time, isn't that honest?
Not if there's
If
not
we
real
have a
joy
good
behind
meal,
it.
if we have a good meal and there's no arguments between the two kids,
But,
isn't that honest?
but there's no real joy, and that's the lack of
I get joy
honesty.
from my children. I get joy from my children. Seeing
There's
them
no
happy.
there's no real joy behind you and your deliverance to your kids.
And
Not
I, I
real
can
joy.
I don't believe that.
so I can sense as well. There's a depression in your voice.
Hmm.
And do you
Sure.
realize that? Do you realize you're
I lost
depressed?
my manhood. I lost my manhood.
So there's a time now you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and start regaining that manhood as well, and start actually making the effort to actually have fun. Because you're saying you're having fun with the kids, but I don't believe it. You're saying you're
You're
doing all of this stuff, but I don't believe you're actually having fun, being there, being in the body for them, actually showing them how to be a human, how to be a dad, how to regain faith, because your children are source connected through innocence, and you have to become that as well.
and your resentment is what's draining your energy from you. Have you ever talked about the situation with them? And what do they
With
say
the
about the
kids, no, no,
situation?
no. We have never said anything other than the when the woman moved in to be a housemate of hers to share bills.
Can you accept her choice and let it go?
I have no choice but to accept her choice. We're separated now.
Do you have a choice in the fake joy that you're showing with them? That is a choice.
Well, you say it's fake joy, but it's real to me.
It doesn't sound like it's real, Andrew.
I think that's your judging me. And unfortunately, I came for here from help, and all I'm hearing is judgment of the state of being that I'm in. You're
It's
muted,
just
Dale.
us. It's how we're reading you at the moment, Andrews. There's
I understand. I've been
a
listening for a long time. I'm
a
just
level,
saying, from my perspective, it feels like judgment.
and
You're muted.
you feel like the kids are judging you.
No, I feel like you're judging me. And you're rushing into statements through that judgment. Pow. Take a pause. Okay? You all judged this motherfucker. You all judged this motherfucker and projected on him. Okay? I gave you so many opportunities to hit the core of him, but you missed it. You're muted, Dale. Reflections chat room. What did you think of that guy?
I mean, they put up loads. Most of the questions we put out were theirs,
I know.
which
Yeah,
was
I know.
pretty cool. Which was pretty cool because we had loads of questions. Carolina thinks you're a victim.
He is a victim. None of you
Yes,
tapped into it.
yes.
None of you tapped into it. It was so obvious. He lost his manhood. I told you that. He still loves her. Can't get over that.
Yeah,
He's victimizing himself.
yeah, yeah.
Dude
That's some
needs to
great.
get a massage. Take him
Yeah,
on a date. Because, yeah.
yeah. Yes, Sarah does. Yeah, Andrew is way too good at this. Thanks,
I
guys,
did
in
the
the chat.
massage thing.
Really good.
Yeah, that was good. Good words, guys. And
Yeah.
what a great teaching for everyone and some of the examples for what are out there.
Yep. All right, let's go back to this guy.
Okay.
Okay? Chat room, get ready. I really think you guys are just judging me and judging me, and it feels like you're judging me and rushing to statements from my feelings.
We're just trying to get to the core of what's going on, and it's feeling to me like there's a lack of self love here. And it's about how to break the victimization program that you're carrying.
Isn't spending all that money on the things that I did doing the work?
Go over what you did again.
I did past life regression, I did hypnosis, I did yoga retreats, I did colon cleansing, I did fasting, I took courses, I talked to a counselor.
But there's self love and heart reconnection. I don't know how much of that was in the courses that you took.
My heart's broken, I said that. I know I have broken faith. I know I have a broken heart. I don't know how to heal it. That's what I'm asking for. Without judging me about the broken heart.
So you're going to have to take action and responsibility now and actually do a few things moving forward, because the way you're in at the moment is being the victim. And I've been there myself. Again, I'm not judging you in any way, but everything we're saying is a victimization of yourself. It's coming out of being the victim, and that's what you got to do. You got to stop being the victim.
So, what
I
will
don't know.
happen,
I don't know how.
Andrew? What will happen when the kids do find out? Because you're trying to be everything for everyone else, which must be exhausting. Do you fear losing control?
I don't know. I I don't think about that.
And do you take any responsibility for your co creation of things in your life?
Sure, I maintain a job, I pay all the bills, I do all the hospital visits, I do everything that a father needs to do and more.
But the full responsibility of self healing.
I do courses, I go out and do as much as I can do during the times that I don't have the kids.
But none of those are working. What you've been doing at the moment aren't working for you, and you're going to have
I
to
know,
start
that's why
doing
I
other
called.
things.
That's why I called. None of it seems to stick long term. I think I get the ball moving and going and I feel good for a few weeks and then I fall back. That's why I called in.
So my recommendation for you would be to start having some sort of fire ceremony, to go through a death and rebirth process where you're dying from being the victim, you're being reborn again. You're going to start allowing source to be part of you again. It
How
may
do I
take
do that?
by doing
Give me step by
revocations.
step. I don't
So
know what you're talking. It sounds foreign to me. Give me step by step. Don't just give a big philosophy. I need to know what to do so I can write it down and go and try it.
so first of all, find a place to have a fire. Are you able to have a fire somewhere private?
I could have a fire out back, yes.
Yes. So get a lot of firewood. And what I want you to do is just say a few words over those firewoods before you have the fire ceremony itself, that this fire is going to reignite you as a soul. And then allow yourself to create the fire, build the fire. And it's important that you have some words ready. So these words would be like you stepping out of being the victim, allowing source connection to be part of you, knowing that you have to let go of the past. Put some of your story in those words and start reading them out. Laura, is there anything you want to add to it?
Well, there is a free will choice here to let it go or to let it help you grow. Meeting the emotions you have with unconditional love and acceptance of yourself, with daily maintenance, and keeping a journal, writing everything down as well, how you're feeling. Stop hiding it from the children. Be honest. Honesty here.
What do I tell the children? Your mother's a lesbian and she left me after years of marriage?
I think they know that bit, but they want your honesty about your
They're
feelings and
11
how
and
it's
7. They
affected
don't
them.
know that.
So going back to action and going back to the fire ceremony. So start creating some words for yourself. And like someone's just mentioned here, start telling the fire your own story. All of the stuff you've gone through, start saying it out loud. And the fire can become your friend, your therapist, your shaman, and can start allowing some of this dense energy and depression to start being unraveled from you. You're going to have to start telling your story. It's going to be so important for you to
I,
actually
I,
let it out.
I trust you guys. I've listened a long time. I will do this. I really will. I know that there's a lot to come, and it's a process, not an event. I've heard many of your words, but I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired.
Then you've got to allow yourself to speak. I'm tired. I need to regain myself. I need to find faith again. I need to ignite my soul. Some of those words, bring those to the fire. Start lighting yourself again.
How do I do that?
Comedy. Start going to see, watch comedy, having a laugh, breaking up the seriousness. Get, as we've said many times, getting that serious stick out your ass. We all have a serious stick sometimes. I'm not judging you, but we have to learn to take it out to evolve. And for you, it's already up there all the time. How can you remove it? By comedy, by many different things. Finding love again, even if it's dating, just going out and someone listening to you, having a laugh with them, having a bond, just something to break you out the stagnation. It's going to be important from you for you.
Finding
Okay.
little bits of joy, Andrew, in your day and building on that joy.
Okay.
You can
I
do it,
just want to
brother.
say thank you. I just want to say thank you. You guys have been a big inspiration for me for a very long time, and I'll call back and tell you what goes on.
Yeah,
You can do
we'd
it.
love to know how you're getting on, Andrew. Thank you for calling in.
Good ending.
I thought you were actually crying.
I have a tear, an energy tear, because I can feel it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Some great suggestions in the chat that I was reading.
Yes,
So
it just from a structural standpoint, they were rushed out a little fast. If it was a real session, you would have rushed them out so fast, but that's normal.
no, I just want to make sure I covered everybody
Yeah,
who's
exactly. Except from a
written
structural standpoint, yes, they're all really good stuff.
stuff in the chat. So they all contributed. I'm just reading the rest of the chat.
So, chat, what did you learn from this guy?
I like that. You teach your kids the beauty of respecting free will by oh, it's gone. Where's it gone? By accepting choices. Yeah. I'm not sure about surrendering
Oh
to
no, this
God's
guy has no
will,
ability to surrender.
Kimberly.
His
Yeah,
maleness, his broken maleness won't allow him to surrender.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a show,
Broken
guys!
maleness would just be suck it up, tough it out, suck it up, tough it out, suck it up, tough it out.
Yes. Yeah. So did the chat did better than me and Dale.
For a bit of until they started judging him really hard.
Yes. I think he's already broken Woodland. He said, Woodland said, would it have helped to ask him questions that break him? But he sounded pretty
Oh, you
broken
did break him.
already.
You did break him. You did. You did. Could you have broken him some more? The answer is yes. But at that point, it would. If I were in this situation, I would have done some repeat after me to get him to break in a normal way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. Repeat after me. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I already know what's wrong with him, and I just got to get his own voice to say it.
Yeah.
Now you all know my secrets.
Yeah. I think we'll have new call-in shows from now on. Andrew will role play.
Wow. What a show, guys. What a way
Yeah.
to end the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool, Andrew.
So, Laura, how can people get hold of you for a session?
Yes, Laura 2feathers at gmail.com with the number 2. Also, we have another combined healing therapy system coming up from the 18th of April right through to the 27th of April, where I'm also incorporating the HIFU, which was the vaginal tightening that we've been talking about on other shows. So it's a sort of divine feminine couple of days where we will embrace the feminine within you and the rejuvenation and joy from that. So it's a variation on our combined healing. And also, a part of that package will be the Paranormal Rangers are coming to York on a ghost tour to teach you. There's a couple of days of within the Paranormal Training School, which will be held at the same hotel as the combined healing, and then a couple of days out in the field around the most haunted city in the UK, apparently York. So that is all within those days. So any inquiries, please email me and we'll have the promo and prices out soon.
And they can contact you, Laura, at twofeathers@gmail.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we have a limited number of seats for combined with the Paranormal Rangers special training seminar. You're going to get 2 full days of class instructions of how paranormal investigations are done. As part of the price of admission, you will receive a thermal camera, a body camera with audio, a trimeter, an EM field trimeter, and you will also get night vision goggles. So you get $700 piece of worth of technology you get to take home with you when you sign up for the Paranormal Rangers training event. Think about that. $700 in tech, an actual thermal camera that gives you the thermal settings in a room, the heat dissipations, body dissipations. Take a look at thermal cameras, what thermal cameras are. Okay, you will get the body camera that allows you to record like a police officer's body cam that has audio built in it that does 4K audio and does 4K video. So you'll be able to do EVPs with that. You'll get a tri-field meter as well as night vision goggles. You'll be trained to use all of those devices as well as all the other techniques for paranormal investigation. And this will be one of those ongoing training and classes for those that really want to take paranormal investigation to a new level. Paranormal investigation comes in many levels. We'll also be giving a combined package. So you could take the 4 days of training and then come do 3 days in the system, where you'll be able to see for yourself with your own paranormal training the types of unique experiences that you're going through. And that's for one unique price of $7,000 for the full 7 days of training, combined training. So contact Laura, twofeathers at gmail.com. You can just do the paranormal training by itself. That's $3,500. And you can also sign up individually if you want to come to York as part of the continuing healing journey. We're bringing all these packages under one banner and one roof to give everyone the best possible chance at educating and growing themselves.
Beautiful.
And we'll all be in one hotel. So we'll be in one place in York. That's if you choose to stay with us in the hotel.
And we do have an all-inclusive package. If you want your hotel and food and everything taken care of, we have that available also.
And how can people get hold of you for sessions, Andrew, as well?
They can go to my website, andrewbartzis.com. We have a brand new automated booking sessions available for you to go up and instantly book a session.
Beautiful. And if you'd like to have a session with me, head over to daletobin.com. I'm offering now a new treatment called Soul Audit. So all the information is on there, and we'll be doing a show about it, I believe, in the next week as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and good night.
Thanks, Dale. Bye, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Bye, everyone.